I want to talk about unseen reps. This is the stuff you do in your mind, right? A good example I have is I freestyle a lot. So I'll literally just produce rhymes in my head while I'm walking around or whatever, or I just kind of rhyme randomly in my head. Now, of course, it's not as powerful, potent, any of that stuff as real life practice out of my mouth and through drills or just even freestyling on a beat. But it's little reps, they get you in. I don't have a beat, so I just sit there. Sometimes I come up with pretty unique stuff, right? Like just random stuff in my head. And another example is thinking about important shit, like thinking about a strategy for something while you're showering, or thinking about what you're gonna eat later preemptively, so you don't have to waste 30 minutes doing it in the moment, right? If you're like already walking, like on a treadmill or something. Or you have just some good idea for your business, for your YouTube, for whatever you do, whatever creative work you do, or even for, if you work for someone, if you have a good idea, if it requires creativity. Or you just have some life epiphany and like, you know what, I wanna change this about my life. Whatever it is, those are unseen reps. Unseen reps are just letting your brain think and being alive and having ideas. And this ties into the Ideas Change Your Life video, and it also ties into the micro addictions videos. If you want to check both of those out, I'll have them linked up there. Yeah. The way they both tie in is, I'll start with the last video I just made, the addictions, the micro addictions. Basically, when you get distracted by that stuff, it opens another feedback loop. And when you open another feedback loop, your brain is now preoccupied with that, right? Or you never sit in silence because you're always looking at something and moving to something and blah, 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 right? Sometimes it's very important to do this. It's just be in silence, like meditate or just go on a walk. Don't listen to music. Just listen to your mind. Let your mind be the music. Once you're in silence long enough, you're not overstimulated, you allow your brain to breathe and process information and use it and come up with new ideas. It has this little loop it does. That's when ideas come to you. That's when they pop in your head. Your brain processes things, and when it's ready to give you an idea, it just pops it in your mind. But how can it ever give you ideas if you're always giving it something new to absorb and process, and then it stops this loop and then it just can't work efficiently? Right? Does that not make sense? I think it does. And so to have this unseen work happen, you need to allow your brain the time to do this stuff. And that's when the grand epiphanies pop up. That's when life-changing shit can come into your brain. Of course, you need to absorb information and content and experience life for your brain to do this. But it's more about, if you're consuming random notifications, that does not benefit you in any way, shape, or form in your future, right? 9 times out of 10, 99% of the time, so 99 times out of 100. When you're sitting there scrolling, that's just not going to benefit your life. When you're watching, pointless YouTube, which isn't necessarily bad, but moderation, like anything else, you can't do it all the time. You're not going to learn anything valuable. But when you're watching self-improvement, or you're reading a book, or you're creating something, that's when ideas come to you, because you have a feedback loop, right? And they'll pop into your head, but you need to allow your brain time to create them. Allow your brain space to create them. Now, when you sleep, that's the best example of when your brain processes information. You'll learn something today, and tomorrow you'll wake up understanding it better, feeling it better. If it's like a physical, mechanical thing, like you're shooting 3-pointers a lot, right? Like basketball. You will wake up tomorrow neurologically wired to do it better. Now, I'm not saying you're going to hit buckets every single day, but that's how people get better. That's how basketball players can fucking hit them almost all the time, right? Like super consistently, because they train that over and over again. Same thing with your brain. You train knowledge, you train ideas, and that's when they pop into your brain. And then you get a better understanding of things and how certain things affect what and how things work, and just whatever your goal is or your life, the stuff you do, you'll get a better understanding of whatever it was that you absorbed and did, and you'll understand it. Now, how this ties into goals and how this taps into ideas is pretty obvious. You get more ideas from letting your brain breathe and allowing it to create ideas. And those ideas can drive your life forward. They can go towards your goals. They can make you a better person. They can make you understand more about life in different aspects. So let your brain breathe. Hear the thoughts that it makes for you. Listen to it. Absorb it. Utilize it. You have to apply it in the real world. And you'll keep getting more and more ideas. And in a year from now, your ideas were here, and all the ideas that you made got you up here. And boom, now you grow. That's how we grow. Instead of sitting the same and absorbing bullshit that doesn't move our life at all. And guess where you are in a year? Like, boom, you grew a little, maybe, possibly. For your New Year's resolution, you grew a little bit. and then you stay still again. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. If I resonated with you in any way, shape, or form, I implore you to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a future upload. If you'd like to know me on a more personal level, you should check out my vlog, Joseph Marrone. The link will be in the description. Yeah, bye.